All right, traders, welcome back to another Relentless recap. As you're tuning in, be sure to hit that thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. Guys, we had our first 1000% gainer in a really long time. I think it might have been like 7, 8 months since we had a stock this aggressive, this strong. Ticker symbol NUKK. And very interesting the name of this ticker because it literally went nuclear. This thing went nuclear, and it's just so fitting for the name of the stock, the ticker symbol at least. So for some context, yesterday this is a stock that closed around $1.30. Today it got to a high of 17.66. You guys who are watching me every day know that I love to trade stocks that are uptrending, moves that are going up. You guys know this is where I do my best. Most of the times when I have a big green day, it's because the stock has given a lot of beautiful uptrends. Relentless, just from watching at the bottom right hand corner of your screen, we can see that you're only up 465 bucks. What in the world happened? And you know what? What's so crazy too is that this isn't the first time this happened to me. Where we've had a really good strong stock giving the uptrends, giving the moves, and I've just got completely destroyed, out of rhythm, out of whack, hesitating, missing trades, losing confidence, having to size down because I missed so much of the move and we're up, so high. And the risk is so heavy, I don't want to expose myself too late to then just blow up red and have a terrible day. So before we really jump into it, just remember the disclaimer. I'll quickly put it on screen. Day trading is risky. Take it slow. Remember, copy trading does not work. Remember, I do not invest for my subscribers. All right, read through the disclaimer, even if you have to pause the screen right here. So as usual, every day started off with me, looking at my Momo Pro scanner, looking at all the hot stocks. I did that. I did everything I was supposed to do. I had my watch list early. I did all my trend lines, my due diligence. And you know what? The day was off to a pretty good start. By 10:30, I was already up on the stock, well over 2 grand. In fact, 2,700 here at the highs. And at this point, the stock is up at just $4. If I just showed you guys a screenshot of this, and say, hey, guess how much RT finished up? You might have been guessing 5K, 10K, 15K, 20K. But it just didn't play out that way. So to just bring it back from the start, we're going to kind of skip through a little bit here, go over some key areas. I pulled up the stock because I was watching PRTG at first. This one was going up early, red to green, halted up. And PRTG, I did miss the initial break over this bear flag, but came with the resumption, got a quick couple of trades going. Man, I tell you. So NUKK, you can see right here, I'm pulling it up. It's around 247. I'm pulling it up early and I'm starting to get involved. The first move actually was pretty aggressive and much stronger than I would have even anticipated. Right here, I'm taking my first position essentially, getting long for what is a high of day breakout. As much as we're utilizing level 2 and stuff like that to get in, we're still using the chart for the main basis of our entry. So if we're to put a trend line coming across right here, we're getting long for high of day breakout, right? So we pushed up over the level. You can see I had a small red trade here. I sold quickly. There was a micro in here, and then the stock curled up some more. And so that was the entry that I played. However, though, even looking back at it here, I could have definitely held longer. But this is how things started off. I'm jumping in there 46. I'm taking it over to $50. You can see there's a little bit of lag in here as we're taking the early trades, but it's lingering high towards 50. I believe I'm going to get back in, and then I'm going to watch for the extra push. Let's see. Okay, so then I pulled back to 40, which was the high of day level. I got back in at 40. And, back at 47 here. So, I'm working a couple cents range, taking a couple cents, stuff like that. So right here, let's see, 50. It doesn't quite get through the level, so I take it off, right? We're working the range a little bit. And then the moment I'm selling, you can see a big bid of 20,000 comes in at 50. Perhaps I could have been a little quicker to buy back. But if we fast forward here, and this is me trying to buy 55, but a little too late to make up my mind. The stock is already pushing 60. I get the higher fill. kind of coming out there scratching the spreads. But you can see how strong it got once that big bid came in, pushed up all the way to 70. So let's just fast forward. Again, for me, I'm just working the range, trying to go slow, trying to get some good trades. Took some good dips in here as we came down from the highs of 90. I'm back into the $0.50. Right here we push up to 60. I'm working a couple cents. My size initially could have maybe been bigger, but fair. Again, slowly but surely, you can see now we're up to $1,200. Man, I can't believe that I caught this thing from so early and was in a decent rhythm, because up until the first resumption, all right, granted, some areas, I could have maybe held a little longer, gotten a little bit more sense out of it. For the most part, right here, we freaking, 9 out of 10. I give myself a 9 out of 10. Give myself a 9 out of 10 coming into this halt up. I'm in 15, selling 30, taking the gains. I think I'm going to buy back at 30 here. And it's a great entry. I'm back in at 30 as we're holding that previous break. Man. And then it rips up. I don't think I got the best fills because, let's see. I'm out. Okay, maybe I might have gotten a good fill. Back in. Oh, yeah, I probably got 50 exit because I sold a little soon there. I don't really hold into halts. I can, but I don't. I usually don't. But I could have probably held that into the halt up and see how it would have done. But anyhow, 9 out of 10 performance here. Again, right here, if I pause the video right here, you guys are probably thinking, man, RT already up 2.6. The stock went to 17 between 350 or 360 and 17. He must have added another 5, 10, 15K. Oh man, trading. As much as it drives me crazy at times, I love it because at the end of the day, there is nowhere else where I can go after putting in the 2.5 years that I did to be able to even see money like this, And it's a reflection of our hard work over time. So there's always still something good, a silver lining. We got to take the small victories, but use the overall outcome as fuel to the fire. Because there's no way that we didn't do the numbers we would have wanted to do here. So resumption comes, and to start off, for one, I think I was doing a little too much talking here because as it resumed, I was a little not as locked into it as I needed to be. It resumes lower, 76 to 30, and I should have been in. I should have been in low. I should have been in. I should have bought that dip immediately. Tight stops to see if it would hold up. I didn't. And I think that was like my first real error. I should have been in 40, selling right here at 70, adding to the gains, staying in tandem and connected to the stock. Highs at 76, low is at 30. We then get 88, and even if I'd sold, I could have bought back to try for high of day, because on some days, some stocks, they can be so strong that you can see I didn't attempt to buy for 76. This thing could have just shot right to 450, or maybe not 450, but let's say like 420. But I missed the dip. I'm a little hesitant, and right here, right here, I'm not thinking enough about the dip and our true range. We get a small drop off the highs, and look at how massive the range is, by the way. There's a 21-cent spread. There's a 21-cent spread. And I bought this dip aggressively and early. And this is my second error. Double negative. I missed the bottom, and I'm buying the top, aka not waiting long enough for the pullback. And so, at worst case scenario, I just caught this is how it should be. Worst case scenario should be, I'm catching the dip, selling high, and if I'm buying this pullback high, at least I'm giving back profits from the trade that I just had. Almost like starting fresh on the day again, resetting. So I'm in. I realize, I try to say to myself, okay, I think I'm in a little too high. I'm going to try to wait. And I believe I bought back and got burned here. Is this the area? Ah, no. Okay. 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 All right. I think that was a decent sell. Tried to buy back lower. It's going to come down here. It's going to come down all the way to 15. Here's my first loss. Here's my first loss. This trade is a little bit better, but I still think we should have been in lower. And its thing came down to 3, and the halt down is at 95. You know, we had 305 right there. It's a little hard to just jump in. But I think that ended up being more so the bottom here, from 05 back up to 25 and then 30. And I started to somewhat lose my my rhythm. So let's skip ahead a little bit. I'm gonna have some losses here. So on the way down, I think I'm gonna try. Yeah, so I tried it because we had a low of what, 305. It's right here. I'm gonna try to buy. I'm gonna get in a little late in the range here, and my risk is essentially 3, but the low of the candle is 95. So I think I was gonna give it till 95, and then I got blazed right here. The bottom on this pullback got me, man. It was so big. It pulled back to 75. I got stopped out right here. So I'm not selling right away because I'm thinking, and you know, we had Beam. Shout out to Beam, who gave a great recap today, a great review session of his live trades. One of our students, Beam, you guys saw him, will know him from the interview if you haven't checked it out already. The success stories. Beam made $50,000 on this stock. Beam, you're an absolute legend, and way to go, man. So, Beam spoke about utilizing his 15-second chart and sometimes not allowing the noise of the level 2 to allow him to micromanage the trade to get out too soon, right? Which I thought was a great point. And for me, I felt today one of the biggest issues I had. I'm going to fast forward to trades later where I'm literally selling at like a 10-cent stop when I shouldn't even be there thinking about that. When, we can't forget the risk to reward ratio. If I'm buying a support that's $2 a share drop from high of day, why am I having a 10 freaking cent stop in a trade? Right? It's like, dude, give this thing at least 20, 30 cents because my reward is at least $1.50. Level two got me today on this one, really. So I micromanage the trades. But in this particular situation, this is one of the trades I didn't micromanage, which I'm proud of, but it happened to still be a loss. And this is because of how big the pullback ended up being. I think this was the right idea. And right here, I think I could have stopped out a little sooner at 94. The moment we broke under the support, which was the low of the last candle. But, we took the loss there. There's another 500. So we took a $600 loss and then now another 500. Perhaps maybe I could have used a little bit smaller size. But I got blazed there. I think we're going to make back some money. We had our low consolidation. This thing is going to curl back up. And I'm going to be able to get something out of it here. I think eventually. Right here. This thing curled back up, man. And Pastor was like, all right, let's see what we can do. We're watching, we're trying, we're watching, we're trying. There's going to be a nice trade that comes through 50, I think, for the $0.50. Am I right? Or am I right? Or am I wrong? Let's see. Okay, maybe not. We had some scratch trades. I thought there might have been a big trade somewhere. Okay, I'm buying for the $0.50. There is a seller there. It's not instant, but it looks like the seller is gone the moment I'm selling. Do I get back in? You see stuff like this. You see right there? This stock did drive me crazy with this type of price action where obvious resistance 50 with that seller. So trying to get the breakout, you got to be quick to cut the loss. 40, we're coming down. You're thinking, okay, let's see how this does. Maybe I can get back in somewhere. Immediately 60. That type of price action, because I want to be back in. This only doesn't matter if I'm in just low and holding, And what was the low of the last candle? 14 or so. So I try to take 60, but I'm just going to take the couple cents. You know, there's 74, 72. It's not the trade I would have wanted. I would have wanted to be in at 50 and selling up here. But, you know, this isn't really great because so much of the move has already happened. But anyhows, I think high of day is at 88, which is why I'm still trying to buy just in case it wants to go through high of day right away in one move. But you can see how jumpy and choppy it is, coming up, coming down, and so forth and so forth. So let's skip ahead a little bit more. This is me still trying at the trade. It then dipped down to 50. I think we caught a good dip. Like at this point, okay, we had the 2700 high. At this point, we lost some money, but you know, we're still somewhat fighting. We're putting up a good, you know, we're taking proper trades. Yeah, right here. So let's see. Let's come back a bit. And this was a beautiful trade here, right? So the same trade essentially that came in over 50 the first time. But in this farm, it's a bit of a dip. We get over 50. It then gets back over the level. Man, I said this like 7 months ago, and I didn't really follow through with it. I think for me to be better, I have to use the DAS hotkeys. This right here, like I don't know how guys like Crispy do it, man, because I find myself missing trades when I take the time to look at my share size here and change it. And I don't take long, but it's, you know, still, you know, so I'll have to really challenge myself on being better with the keyboard, man. It's been, you know, I don't know if I want to say I've been avoiding it, but, you know, ultimately to be better, you have to put yourself outside of your comfort zone. And I got to sit down and go through those typing games and just learn how to type better because I need, like, I mean, I saw Save one time. The guy's hand is like this on the mouse, like almost playing a piano, you know, on the keyboard. And even with the basic hotkeys I keep having to look down sometimes. Not a lot, but like when I start buying the bid and selling the ass, buying the ass, even through Thinkorswim, I sometimes have to look, make sure my hand's on the right key. And you know, it takes away from me watching the level 2, the tape, and the price action. Because right here, there's going to be a trade, and I'm going to point something out to you guys. Look at this. So, okay, great first entry. We're scaling out, we're scaling out, we're selling. Watch right here. There's a mini dip, a baby pullback in here, and it comes right around 90.95. It's a very tight pullback off of 4. Some might say a little risky because, you know, it's so small compared to the move up, which is true. But when we're ascending like this, it can work. And if you guys will notice, my share size has then went from back from 1,000 or 500 to now 3,000, which means I took my eyes away from the level 2. I took my eyes away from this area here. All right, I took my eyes away from the level 2 to bring it up here quickly to change. And by the time I'm looking back, this move is already, like, it's too late. I needed to see it for it to process for me to buy. It's already too late. I could have been back. It sounds crazy. And if you're not used to the level 2 or you're a newer trader, you might say, RT, there was no chance right there. But for a seasoned trader, the stock took an eternity at 90.95 area, right? It's always so close, man. Even on the days like this when you're not up 10 grand or, you know, and for me, I'm saying these numbers, it's relative to the size I'm using, but hmm. Mm-mm-mm. So let's fast forward a little bit. We got back up to 2,700 again. And this is pretty good. It's early in the day. Stock is only at $4. And then I start to lose on the backside. Trying to get the 1-minute dips. Trying to get the 5-minute pullback. Like, let's see below 76 right here. And I might have to pause this recap. And yeah, I think I'll have to pause this recap and finish it later. I kind of have to go. Let's just look at this. So I'll continue it at 5. I gotta go. I'll probably be back at like 5:20. Ay, ay, ay. Let's see how this dip played out. The low of the last was 93. We're at 412. I'm trying 420, maybe looking for the move to 40, I'm guessing here. Breakout kind of trade. Taking a small loss. I think right here I should have also sized down a little bit faster. Let's see, how's this dip gonna come? Hold up, hold up. So we bought 4. 4 isn't holding. Good sell. Okay, good sell, good sell. Trying again in 95. Hmm. Hmm. All right, fair, fair. That's pretty fair. And I didn't try again 75, and it looks like 75 maybe held up there. But I think that's fair. Okay, that's fair. You know, Beam was up 30 grand, dropped down to 20 grand, and then went up to 50 grand. So it's like we'll all lose money at some point, you know. But having that mental capital also part of it. And, you know, a little tough to miss out such a beautiful move here to 70. I kind of ran out of mental capital on the dip, and then the stock curled up without me. Just tough, man. You know, some key areas like this, you know, where you gave it a good shot, but your timing is off. Tough, tough. I tried the 1 minute candle to put a new high and continued move. No good. Right here should be sizing down. Okay, I did size down. And then this move up. All right, when we come back, we'll watch this move up. Ay, ay, ay. All right, I am back. I forgot where I was. Stock uptrending. Let's see. Let's skip ahead. I think there's a big trade coming up, if I remember correctly, or a big loss, perhaps. Let's see. Uh-oh. All right. So we gave back. We gave back on the downtrend. We gave back. We gave back. We made back on the uptrend a little bit. There's a couple $100 trade here. Was this break of 5? My share size is ridiculously small at this point, which I think is fair because I lost so much money. I think I'm attempting break of 5 here. $92, $95. Oh, yeah. Oh, this is a trade that I sold a little early. This is tough, man. This is tough. That's so bad. That is bad. I needed to give that more time. Ah, man. Now we gave it all back here on the dips. All right. Okay. Second recording because there's 2. I split it in half. That way it's not, you know, too much. Which is then this one. This is where things got a little crazy because, again, you know, we're kind of doing our job. We had a tough time. We had some chop. We understood it wasn't going to be super, super smooth the entire way through. But we started to get obliterated. Let's see. Right here. Okay, and so I was thinking we could see an ABCD, right? We just had a long consolidation, long drawn out consolidation. And I was expecting perhaps to see something similar. Consolidation, consolidation, and can we get the move up? And I'm thinking here already the ABCD. Down, up, midpoint, down, up, you know, on the third leg. So around this area here, I could have been more aggressive to jump in. But I think in the moment I thought I would have had time. But, we really and truly already kind of had a double bottom here. Probably could have been back in. Needed to be more active. And I think I just wasn't super aggressive towards the lows because I had some losses on the lows. But again, what does prior losses have to really do with a good setup? That's where you have to keep your confidence intact. All right, I took some low losses trying to get the 1 minute dips. But here we have a proper setup. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. If we buy here and we lose, it's just part of what it is. I think I gotta not allow these trades to go by because I had some chop. I think that's something I think could help me out here because the setup is just available. A, B, C, D. We want a double bottom or a higher low, and we had a double bottom right here. Spreads are tight. Should have been in this area here, and even if I have to wait a little bit with stops below, tight stops below, to then get the move up. And I was talking in a live stream that, if you're very confident in this area with size, perhaps you can get a chance to buy big. I even mentioned some of the guys in the chat that might buy big here and then look for the move up. But what I didn't expect was this to go like this. It was just V-shaped red to green here. Let's skip ahead. So again, I could have been in maybe 70, like 74. This thing is going to curl right back up. A minute later, this is the beautiful thing about just trusting the setup. A minute later, freaking thing is up here. And so with the ABCD, if I'm not in at the low, I have to buy right here, coming across, which is our key pivot level. So, but of course, hindsight, it'd have been so much better to just buy the bottom and just, if anything, I could be taking some gains here and holding the rest for highs. So let's see, did I make anything here? No. Okay, it ended up being a false breakout and I lost. And this for me was pretty frustrating because I didn't trust the dip, didn't trust the bottom, tried the midpoint area, which I felt was fair. We would have to see the pullback. But you can see our high here is towards 60. I'm buying a pullback here towards 15 and 10. And yet, the stock failed, despite having that smaller pullback come in. So I'm in at 10, and there's 85. It's like I didn't even get a chance to stop out 505, 98, 99. So this was frustrating for me at the time. I have to cut the trade. And what sucks about cutting the trade here is this is our initial support area. So now I'm even more frustrated that I didn't take the dip. Maybe I would have been, and I said it here in the time, worst case scenario, I'm in, I'm out. If I buy back in the same place like I just did at 15, I'm giving back a small amount of the gains that I made on this big move going up. And now, because I trust the area and let's say because I have some confidence in the area, at the end of the day, we're coming from 60 to 80. Perhaps I do what? I buy back right here. And this is where I was saying it's not rocket science. You just have to be confident in the areas, and I wasn't. I've seen this setup be strong 1,000 times. Why am I worried about buying here? What was I worried about? I was worried about being in here and then big red candle. That's what I was worried about. But on the other side of fear is reward. And the thing is about it is that there's options. I don't have to use, because okay, I've had some losses. Confidence isn't as high. Even if I didn't want to use 1,500 shares, which is already still small size, bro, I could have sized down to 500 shares. To me, that's what matters. Even if I'm not in 1,500, 3K, 5K, at least just size down to this amount where you cannot be hurt, to just give the trade idea a chance. Because that's how you build confidence. You see this work, and then it comes down again. If I'm in here, it works. It comes down again. I'm thinking, hey, this time I double, triple the size. Maybe more. Or maybe the same size even. As long as the trade idea is working is the key. And then what do? I just stopped out at 80, so I don't buy 80 or 70. And what does the stock do? 30 seconds later, stock gets back up. Another 30 seconds, stock goes even higher. And right here, what's happening to me in my mind is that I'm feeling like I'm going insane. Like I know the areas I could have been in, I wasn't in, and it's like it's almost as if the stock is mocking me, you know, which is not the case. Of course, my analysis is just off. Some areas I should have been a little bit more confident in, I wasn't. Didn't utilize the chance to take those same areas with smaller size, and I start to feel like, are you kidding me? Or is this stock creating a personal game plan to mess me up? But that's not the case, and I'm getting into my own head. And that's where you start to see me visually getting frustrated. Start saying profanity, start throwing my hands into the air. You guys will see like this smiling face and the biting of the lip of like, and the shaking of the head. All that is me getting frustrated when I should be here cool, calm, just, hey, okay, let me make an adjustment. Let me just try this area with small size. Let's give this thing a chance. It's still bullish, it's still strong, and so forth. Because this is where the next crazy leg is going to start. I think. Yeah, I think this did break. So right here, I was also mentioning, we're flagging. I think I even drew it up. We're flagging. This is a bull flag here. Yeah, I drew it up on screen. And like, this could go, right? That's, you know, real time live. I'm doing this. And we talk about patterns within patterns. What's happening? A, B, C, D. But here's a bull flag within the A, B, C, D. Here's a double bottom within the A, B, C, D. Here's a panic flush within the A, B, C, D. Here's a panic flush. Here's a panic flush within the A, B, C, D. And if we zoom out to the actual big 5 minute, all of this is within the context of another bigger pattern, right? So recognizing the wind is to my back, I should have been a little bit more aggressive towards those lows. I do try to breakout trade here with small size over 60. It rips up to 85. It's a good trade. And I don't remember if it continued right away. I think I ended up taking a loss here. Let's see. Or did I miss the bigger move? What happened? Buying for breakup 6. I don't know if I got the fill. I don't think I did. It looks like I'm, again, selling a little soon. And maybe, man, maybe I could have been in earlier here too. Let's just look at how this went up. Here's 89, 90, 91. See, looking back at that trade, I don't know why the hell I sold this. Looking back, just right here, right now, looking back at that trade, I don't know why I sold that trade at 77. There was no reason to sell this trade here. Why did I sell this trade? I mean, the bids did go to 71, but... And this is what Beam mentioned too in his recap about not micro managing the trade too much, man. Like, this thing was freaking holding up. This thing was holding up. That's a poor trade right there, man. As in, I had no reason to sell. I think if it breaks below 70, okay, fair. But I should be holding 77 and waiting here. Remind you, see, even there, even right here, it didn't break below 70, which was essentially the low of the move down there if we're using like a 10-second chart. It never broke below 70. So I didn't even need to buy back here at 6. I could have just been holding at 70, and what I could have done is added if I wanted to. If I wanted to buy here, I could have added. And I'm in. It breaks above the level. You can see my sell order starts to come, so I'm probably not going to get the higher fill here. And we even saw 13. I might have even got fill 13. We can check this. This is at 11:08. 11:08 a.m. Where did I get filled? 11:08 a.m. 11. Dang, it's a lot of orders here. Yeah, this is like, why the heck did I sell this trade right there, man? But anyhow, in at 99. This is a disaster, bro. This is freaking mockery of my system. This is a mockery of myself. There's no way that I should not make more money if I'm doing the right job. That's what everything here is telling me. That if I'm better and I improve, I can easily, and not that trading is easy, but you guys get what I'm trying to say. This is just nonsense. All right, fair entry there for the retest of 2025. Even here, we can see a bit of an early sell again. Trying 08 area. It's a better pop this time. Man, look at that. Look at this trade. Now, when I'm supposed to sell it quickly, now I actually hold it a little longer, and the freaking thing is back down in my... Woo! So I can see what a lot of this day is, man. Just from watching these small trades before the stock even really got extended. But again, this is where we really started. Right here, if I was to tighten up and be a little bit more firm, there was still time. And this reminded me of what happened in October, which means I have way more work to still do. Way more work to still do. This reminds me of what happened in October, where we had a strong month and I didn't do as well. If we go back to February, you guys will see me holding trades longer, giving it a little bit more time, remembering my risk to reward ratio quickly before getting into the trade, understanding the trade, and knowing if I should cut it quickly or give it time. It really comes down to the fundamentals. And that's what I'm seeing I'm having issues with here, watching the play-by-play. So let's see, if we fast forward, how did this 3-bar play go? The low was 07. NUKK. I'm going to pull up some more shares there. Did it make a new low? I think this is the right move. Okay. I seem to have had it because looking back, I was wondering why I didn't buy above 6. Looking back, it seems like I had the intuition of buying below the whole dollar. I'm filled, and I can already see what's going to happen here. I'm going to micromanage this trade, falling victim to the same thing over and over. Why? How do I know? More than likely, I'm going to sell this position a little early, because instead of being in it like 602, 603, 604, 605, or 99, or whatever, I'm in at 15, and I'm going to despise this fill. But, here's the big but. What's our current range? We had resistance over here. Our current range is between 6 and 650. Let's just say for the numbers, right? Because we're at 46 right here. We're between 6 and 650. I'm in on the lows of 14. My reward is at 50. I should be holding for at least 40 on this trade, or at least like 35 on this trade. Let's see. If I sell this trade early here, if I sell this trade right here, right now in this moment, it means that my case has been closed. I don't need to watch anything else. Let's see. If I sell this trade right here early and at least didn't wait for 30 plus, 35 plus, worst case 30, 35 plus, I know what I fell victim to today. Let's see. Ah! Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a good recap. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good time. I'm going to the gym. I have to go to the gym right now.